Yo, what's going on, everybody? So, One Piece chapter 846. Man, I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. Just when I think I got Big Mom figured out, and I think that I got every reason I need to hate her, Big Mom turns around and she does some shit like this, man. So let me get this straight. So Big Mom tells Sanji that, hey, if you do everything I ask, I got no problem letting your current, emphasis on current, members of the Straw Hat crew leave the island alone. I won't touch a hair on their head. So does that mean that the remaining members who are on Wano are still up for grabs? I wonder about that. That's something I found interesting because, again, she used the emphasis on the word current. However, the other thing is I mean, Jinbe did go there and Jinbe did ask to join the crew. So that's interesting because, you know, Big Mom says, like, you didn't come here and ask me to allow you to leave. So, I mean, I wonder if she's referring to Jinbe because we don't know what exactly happened to him. So, I mean, this feels like this might be a connection to that, but it also feels like it might be a connection to Wano because in this chapter we find out that the warlords are fighting over the poneglyphs that each of the four emperors are in possession of. I said warlords, and my apologies on that, but essentially they fight over those poneglyphs because if you put them together, you can get the clues to how to get to Raffertail, which means that you can find out where the king of the pirates, Gold D. Roger, hid the One Piece. I mean, this is interesting. This is interesting because it can go either way. It can go either way as to what Oda's setting up here, but you know, for Big Mom, you know, for her to just take that stance and to say, like, look, like, you know, you look like you're real sweet on my daughter. You know, I don't mind turning a blind eye to certain things. Normally, well, what the Straw Hats did, it would usually be big time problems. But, you know, because you're marrying my daughter and if everything goes according to plan, we'll be eating some cake by this time tomorrow, you know, I'll turn a blind eye to it. And it's just like, damn, she's coming off like she's actually got a heart. And this is the same woman who was making those huge thunderclouds. And, you know, Nami even says when her and Luffy are having their battle that she can't even make the clouds that rival Big Mom's. And yet at the same time, you have the different people that they're fighting state that they didn't believe that Nami was going to be able to pack as much punch that she has. So I do feel like they are still setting up a potential showdown with Nami and Big Mom. But it's interesting that, you know, Nami sees just how far the gap is that exists between her and Big Mom. Now, another thing that I found fascinating was the fact that, you know, Luffy was dead set on not moving from that spot. You know, he's fighting, he's going through all these different chess pieces, he's getting parts of his body burned off. Nami somehow manages to get captured, and yet throughout it all, Luffy is just slugging his way through. That is some real dedication right there. You know, one of the things I like to tell people is, you know, find you a friend who loves you like how Naruto loves Sasuke. Naruto ran after Sasuke for hundreds of chapters, like 500 chapters he ran after Sasuke. Luffy is doing the same thing for Sanji. He's like, look, I can't leave this spot because if Sanji comes here, I want to be able to meet him. That's some grade A dedication right there. That is so beautiful to see that right there. That is so beautiful to see. You know, my favorite panel is how after they get trapped into the world of books, right? If they get trapped in the world of books, you know, Luffy is just like, I'm not going anywhere, right? This is after he just got sandwiched between two giant fists that ran into him, and Luffy is still dead set on saying he's not going to go anywhere. So the fact that Luffy and Nami got captured, that's interesting because I think that this is the potential opportunity for Oda to put Luffy and Sanji in direct interaction with each other. If that does happen, that does pose as a potential problem, but it also opens the door for something really special to happen. So I mean, I'm very curious to see how that kind of goes. Now, the other big revelation in this chapter is the fact that Nami, after she's captured, right, they pull out Lola's Vivre card and they say, okay, so this is how you're able to get out the seducing woods. This is how you're able to take control of the homies. And they say, oh my God, they killed that runaway. And Nami right away says, no, you got it all wrong. Lola's my friend. So I think that Nami's connection with Lola might, in a backwards way, actually end up saving Luffy and Nami from being executed. I could be mistaken. You know, Big Mom does seem like she's an angry bitch, but I mean, it is one of those things where if Nami can prove her loyalty to Lola, I think that this could be an opportunity for something special to happen. Because like I've said in a while, like if Luffy would have came here on his own, shit would have got real very quickly. It still did. But now that he's got someone like Nami there, it gives him the opportunity to at least have someone with half a brain, or in the case of Nami, several brains, to be able to sit there and speak and try and negotiate. This could be something that works out in the favor of Sanji and Luffy. Now, Sanji's fate's kind of sealed. It's kind of sealed at this point because Big Mom specifically says, if you try and leave this island, That's it. So, I mean, I thought that that was going to be kind of cool. Now, the other thing is I like how we get the revelation that Pedro actually came to Whole Cake Island at some point, and he tried to steal the poneglyph. And you have Brook basically using that ability with this devil fruit where he can spell out his soul and have his soul go through and perform reconnaissance. And, you know, Brook is like, man, there's tight security here. You know, I don't know if we're going to be able to pull this off, but Brook says, he's like, look, if we would have came here at a different time, it would have been an all-out war, and we wouldn't have been able to pull this off. But now that we're actually here, there's an opportunity, and it's kind of like some Metal Gear Solid shit where, you know, they're close to their goal, but they got to sneak in and infiltrate. And so they're essentially going to be using Pedro as a decoy because they do know that Pedro is someone that they want, because it's revealed that Pedro tried and failed to steal the poneglyph before. And because of that, you know, Pedro had to beg for his life, and now he's in a position now where they know that he's here, but it gives Brook the opportunity to sneak around as well. As long as Brook doesn't see some panties he wants to look at, this gives Brook the opportunity to steal the poneglyph, or at least make a copy of it. But I mean, overall, this is a pretty good chapter. So my chapter question to you guys is going to be, what were your thoughts about Nami still considering Lola to be a friend? And at this point in the story, did you actually think that Nami's connection to Lola was actually going to save her and Luffy? Let me know down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.